Welcome, Capricorn, to your November 2020 reading. Please keep in mind that these readings are for entertainment purposes, and you are responsible for your own life and your own decisions. So, if you need a professional in some department of your life, find a way to make that happen. There's a big, beautiful community of people out there. There's always a way. So, with that, I hope you enjoy. I've already blessed and shuffled. So let's see what comes out for you today. You know, we are reaching the end of the year, approaching your birthday. And one thing that I've noticed is that I feel like there's like an annual energy renewal thing that happens. So like think of like, you know, a gas tank. In a gas tank it only fits so many, let's say it's a 12-gallon tank, for instance, and you know, now you've got about 2 gallons of gas left, and because you don't have as much, like sometimes when you're going up hills, maybe you might not have as much oomph as you should, unless you're like an amazing luxury car or whatever, your car's working really well. But some cars, they notice when there's only a little bit of gas left in the tank. So yeah, sometimes things can just seem a little bit harder when we're leading up to our birthday. Plus, like, the entire world is going through so much, to put it lightly. So it's just kind of hard all the way around. But, you know, Capricorn, you're kind of like masters of the underworld, and so it's kind of your time to shine, like, and really use the innate diligence that you've been gifted about the order and keeping things, keeping things in line. So, okay. So we have the Seven of Swords, sorry for the glare, Seven of Swords and the Ten of Cups. And I tried to record your reading before, and then it got interrupted, and the Seven of Swords also came out, and it was a different deck too. I decided to switch decks. We got into a fight. We weren't agreeing anymore, and I wanted to refresh. So, Seven of Swords, one of the main messages I was hearing is that sometimes with the Seven of Swords, there's kind of an energy of blowing smoke up people's ass. Like, and look at, even here, it's like you're trying to take all these swords, but like you're kind of cutting yourself. So like either you're not acting right, or people in your life are not acting right and kind of pulling some shady behaviors. And swords are very much about truth. And so if you're not living by that truth, or if you're living a lie, you know, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna hurt others. And I think it's Fiery Grace. She always says, like, the two shall stand. And I see these as the swords of truth. Like, you know, the truth shall reign. And it's best to live by truth. No one really gets cut in a bad way when it comes to truth. When we speak the truth from a place of love and authenticity, and with the intention of healing, sometimes it's actually cutting out things that are bad for us, and even for others too. Like, it's just kind of like a reality check. So don't be this guy. And if there's anyone in your life being like that, don't let that meh call them out, right? Because it's maybe even someone's jealous about the beautiful thing that's going on. Maybe you have this amazing union and wishes fulfilled coming true, and these are the haters. Again, this is a general reading, so I'm gonna be getting messages for not just one person. So apply what applies for you. But yeah, there's greatness ahead. And so if this is you acting this way, you gotta stop doing this if you want this, right? Or for another group, someone's jealous about you having all this and this happening. Or maybe you just need to heal from this past behavior so you can enjoy this more. And you can wish this on this person. Wish them all the goodness in the world. We don't want people running around acting this way. We want everybody doing this. Harmony, love, good stuff. People living from a place of truth, love, prosperity, receiving, children are safe. All that good stuff. Let's see what else comes out. So many messages in this. Oh, look at this. Just okay. King of Wands came out. Okay. Passions, passions, passions. And letting that rule your world. This is... Sure, sometimes we can do it to a point of like, okay, maybe I was indulging in the wrong passions for a bit there. But, you know, the king, he's kind of mastered a lot of the shadow aspects of chasing your dreams and your passions. He's like, yeah, okay, I kind of got some of those mistakes out of the way, and I learned from them, and, you know, now I get to enjoy everything that I've created. So, you know, maybe this Ten of Cups really is you, and you're chilling. And that's great. I want to see what else comes out. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so... Spiritual quest, anyone? Spiritual journey towards love and what that means? Like, maybe you've come so far with these passions, but, like, you know, you're not quite here yet. And so you're having to go a little bit on this journey. Maybe part of that is learning these lessons. Again, let's see what comes out. I'm so curious. Speaking our truths. New beginnings, taking root. Believing in ourselves. Really utilize that diligence that you've been gifted with. And bring this divine... I'm hearing order, divine plan... into fruition. There's karma's gonna try to chase you. That's kind of how I'm seeing these things right now. These little karma will try to chase you, try to block you. They're meant to be tests, right? Test to see what you will choose. Test to see if you'll accept less than you deserve. Jeez. Okay, another ace. This is a lot of cards at once. We've got Ace of Cups, Three of Wands, the Death card, the Fool, and Seven of Wands. Yeah, it feels very much like there's like a spiritual quest going on, which doesn't surprise me. Everyone is going through a spiritual quest right now. How can you not? Like, geez, the circumstances are just... extraordinary, and not in like a great way in some ways, but there's a lot happening right now. And this cup of love is really gonna be, you gotta utilize this self-love super hard so you can let your cup overflow, okay? If someone has been doing this Seven of Swords action in your life, if that's been you, we gotta stop that, and we're gonna move into this Ace of Cups. My cup overfloweth. So that, you know, it's assisting this, right? It's assisting this Ace of Swords, bringing this into fruition. The love is what, you know, love is what makes it all make sense. Otherwise, it's empty, and this is kind of meh, you know? And maybe you've done a lot of work, and so you're kind of just like waiting there for the next move. Maybe you're feeling like you're building something in a place that's just like, I can't believe I'm even trying to build here. Like, there's nothing around. Like, I'm gonna have to rebuild so much. And then, of course, like, this Death card sticking out to me. It's like, so much is... Like, I feel like that he's standing on this field, after, once all this clearing has happened, or maybe this is just a farther away view of this, but I feel like all of the death on this field has been cleared on this card by the light, by the sun, by love. I mean, even there's the sun and the love coming and doing this clearing, right? And what part of yourself needs to die? What habits do you have that have been holding you back, if there are any? You guys probably already analyzed that a lot, being Capricorns. But maybe there's some limiting mentalities that you've had. Maybe you really need to be a little bit more open-minded. I'm hearing that with the Fool card, if you don't know about Abraham Hicks, look into it if you're open-minded to it. But they speak a lot about getting into the vortex, being open. You're already deserving of all of these things. The only thing stopping you is these beliefs and limitations. And once you've been living in limitations, and whatever they may be, they have a tendency to cycle and cycle and cycle, and you have to make the conscious effort to focus on the things that you do want, being in the vibration that it's already coming towards you, that everything is going to work out in your favor, that it is working out in your favor, even if it doesn't look like it. And the other thing, leap of faith, right? And he's got that wand. So maybe if you're not here, if you're not in the King of Wands, like, I built a beautiful thing out of all my passions, if you're not there yet, maybe some of this being open-minded to doing things a new way is what is required, right? And that's being reinforced with the Seven of Wands, which is really about fighting other people's opinions, fighting your own limiting opinions of others, and rising above. And if you look at this, you do have an advantage over all of these people beneath you. It's way more easier to swing down on others than for them to try to swipe up and get you. Like, you've got the high ground here. So let that be in your vortex, as Abraham Hicks would talk about. Look into it. I really enjoy them. It's helped me a lot with bringing things into my life. And a lot of my friends really like it too. Yeah, stand up for yourself is really what I'm hearing. Stand up for what you believe in. You're gonna alchemize some great changes. Yeah, you're not. Oof. Yeah, you're not limited. This is coming through again. Like, this is so much about your own limited perceptions. Please look into Abraham Hicks, because it will so help you get out of limiting beliefs. Because it takes work. It's kind of like working out, where if you haven't ever done it, or maybe if you're out of shape, it takes diligence. You're not going to work out once and be like, yo, I got fit. It's going to take a while. It's going to take consistency. And it might even take also making changes about the things that you eat or drink or smoke. Maybe you just got some bad habits, but there's these limiting things that are keeping you boxed in, but they're all, it's an illusion. She thinks she's caged in, right? She thinks she's caged in, that she's all tied up, a victim of circumstance, like, people did these terrible things to her, but, like, really, she could wiggle out of those. Those don't look super tight, right? Those do not look super tight. Like, she can wiggle out of those and walk her beautiful, beautiful self back up to that castle, rising above it all, right? Rising above it all. And maybe you feel like a foolish for something you did in the past. Maybe that's that can be the darker side of the fool. Maybe that happened once, and so it left you feeling like every time I try to do something, it always goes poorly. you know, but that's part of those karmic tests I was talking about in this Ace of Swords, right? Are you going to accept defeat? Or are you going to keep making moves to help whatever vision you have, whatever truth you have to take root? I mean, there's even a sword on it. Like, I mean, of course there's a sword on it, but there's a crown on it. um, it's divine. You're divine. Alright, let's see what else. I feel like, yeah. So there's parts of ourselves that are coming back in from the cold, learning old karmic lessons. Maybe you're even doing some past life regression stuff, or just kind of having like a hunch about, like, maybe in a different life this happened. But past life regression stuff can really help us figure out why we may be experiencing certain lessons in this life. So maybe look into that. There are free ones on YouTube. But if you have any like mental things going on where you're getting professional help, please do it. You know, have it approved. See if that's what's really best for you, because mental stuff is no joke. And maybe even look into shamanism. Shamans that have a really great, reputation. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, because you don't want anybody just poking around all up in your sacred space. So, but you are so capable of doing this, and these parts of ourselves that are broken or feeling lost, and cold or abused, forgotten, looked down on, just like you're trash, like any part of that, it's all coming back inside to this like temple of self for healing. It's all coming back home so we can make the most out of it, right? So any of these painful things that are happening are trying to reveal to you these karmic lessons so that you can achieve this 10 of Cups if you're not already there, but so that you can have that. Are we done yet with these cards? No. Okay. Ooh! I love this. Okay. Yeah. You can have it all, right? And this is you. This is you, the Emperor that represents Capricorn. And, like, look at you, just on your beautiful Capricorn throne, like, king of the underworld. Mastering the shadows, okay? Like, not all shadows are bad. You gotta do the shadow work and not all light is good either. So, like, you gotta have balance. You gotta have that duality. But this is success. Look at this beautiful kingdom, okay? Like, look at this. You can have it all. This is the vortex, right? This is what's in your vortex. This right here. This having it all, this Emperor energy, this is what you are very much capable of and will continue to move towards and master and develop, okay? Now let's talk about the Emperor. The Emperor is basically, in my opinion, the divine, masculine, godlike energy. So like the Empress is the goddess energy that the High Priestess channels down into this earthly plane, and the Emperor is the divine masculine energies that we channel down. Well, Hierophant maybe. I mean, there's the Magician, but also the High Priestess, but this is an energy that can be channeled down into this earthly plane. And so the Emperor knows that, like, yes, he appears to be a king, but he knows that he's an integral part of making the kingdom work. He knows that every decision that he makes has an effect on his kingdom. And so he has to think really, really wisely, really long. He has to be very clever about how he chooses to act, because he knows it's any mess in the kingdom will have an effect on his ability to enjoy his life. So you can't just put your head in a hole and ignore it all. Like, you really gotta keep your head in the game, pay attention to the people around you, your constituents, to your family. You know, the health of the kingdom affects the health of your own personal kingdom. You're not alone, okay? Oh, we're in this together. All right. Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah. So, we're probably going to end it after this, but we'll see. So, remembering this love, right? This is Six of Cups. This is like remembering that childlike, innocent parts of ourselves. To me, that is our God self. Is that child that's untainted, unlimited. They use their imagination all the time. They love to just use their imagination. And like, look at how this, to me, it's kind of, I feel like this is taking place within this Ten of Pentacles kingdom. It's like, you imagine yourself here, if you're not already there. Imagine yourself. That's about getting into the vortex again. Imagine yourself here. And also, this could very much be about, for some of you, I'm hearing that's like this old past life love returning to your life. Or just remembering, like, I did speak about the past life regression, but like, really, really learning the lessons that we need to learn from maybe someone from a different life. Maybe it was really painful, you know. Maybe you're a little caught up about it. You need to do a little bit more healing about it, maybe. But feel your feels, you know. Cry your tears. But know that you have this Two of Cups behind you. If you're crying over a lost love, the Two of Cups awaits you. But you got to do the healing, and I'm hearing that's what you're doing, or you should do. But look into forgiveness work. Forgive yourself. Look into meditations. And definitely look into Abrahamics. I can't believe how much I'm pushing that in this reading. But I think it will really help get you out of any limiting mental patterns and help give you that. And this is the third ace. That's 3 aces. Jeez. The only one that we're missing is the Ace of Cups. So yeah, like I kind of sensing that, like, oh no, we have Ace of Cups. So we're missing the Ace of Wands. Just kidding. So yeah, maybe that's actually, the Ace of Wands is very much about passion. So like, maybe that's the missing piece. It's like, you need to find that thing that you're really passionate about. And it will help just bring this all into place. But you've got almost everything that you need here. I mean, I know everyone always has everything that they need. But there's just so much opportunity available to you. You can alchemize any situation into whatever you want. You've got divine backing. You've got a whole chance at a new beginning here. So process all the things that you need to process so you can focus on this new beginning. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. I'm curious. Yeah. Oh, King of Cups. Yeah, heal your heart. Okay. Keep embodying, and if you're not already, begin to embody. What is the ideal version of giving love like to you in relationships? What does that look like? What does it mean to be the master of love and relationships for you? To be noble, to be honorable, self-control, speaking our truths. Sovereign, right? No more no codependency. Maybe that wasn't a slip. Maybe you had some codependent tendencies. No more of that, right? You can stand on your own. If you're afraid to be alone, don't be. Go be alone for a while. Not to the point of like, you know, no all things in moderation, right? Okay? But believe in this. Believe in exactly who you want to be. The ideal lover, the ideal relationship. And let it be rooted in honor. Honor of the feminine, honor of masculine. Just honor, peace, love, authenticity, all those things. This is really... Man, I hope this is also true for like the end of the year, because I sometimes also associate the readings with certain times of year too. So I hope that the lessons that you're learning right now apply for what we will all be experiencing at the end of this year. Is a great healing. And it's on each of us to do our part. So don't sleep. Don't sleep on these changes. Don't sleep on doing the work of the healing. Yeah. Don't let your shadows own you. Okay? Effortless waterfall. This is a little shiny. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Also, but like... I'm hearing that the more that you work on your manifestation techniques, maybe you get into vision boarding, and believing in a new way, whatever it is, breaking patterns, like we are the program and the programmer of our lives. So maybe there's some new tendencies we need to put in there. Maybe the new thing that you need to write in is things always flow to me that are meant for me without much effort. It's just because I'm in alignment with who I am, and I'm seeing this as like that cup of love overflowing, right? My cup overfloweth. I think you're right on the verge of this happening if you're not already there. Yeah, it's just gonna rain down on everyone around you, all up in that kingdom, the Emperor, Ten of Pentacles kingdom. It's all just gonna... It'll flow. So, I'm excited for you. And, thanks for taking care of the kingdom. Thanks for taking care of the empire. And, yeah. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. And I will see you next month.